There is a quiet shift happening in the world of wealth. Most people think of gold when they think about value. Gold bars, gold coins, gold jewelry locked in safes. For thousands of years, gold has been the symbol of financial security. When economies shake, when currencies fall, when uncertainty rises, people run to gold. But something very interesting has been happening quietly. While the world watches gold, certain gemstones are slowly becoming more valuable. Collectors know it, auction houses know it, luxury jewelers know it, and a small group of investors have already started paying attention. Because unlike gold, which is mined in large amounts every year, some gemstones exist in extremely small quantities. Some come from only one location on Earth. Some mines have already closed forever, which means supply cannot grow. And when supply is limited, value changes. Not loudly, but steadily, quietly. Some of these gemstones now attract intense interest from collectors. Museums compete for them, private buyers search the world for them, and sometimes one single crystal can capture more attention than an entire vault of gold. Today we explore 10 gemstones that are quietly rising in value. Some are rare, some are misunderstood, some were once ignored, but all of them share one thing in common. Their story is only beginning. And one gemstone in this list is so rare, so mysterious, that even experienced collectors struggle to find it. But before we reach that one, we begin with a gemstone that changes color in a way that almost feels impossible. 1. Alexandrite, the color-changing wonder. Alexandrite is often described as one of nature's most magical gemstones. At first glance, it may appear green, but under different lighting, it changes. In daylight, Alexandrite often shows shades of green or bluish green. Under warm indoor light, it transforms. Deep red, sometimes purplish red, sometimes raspberry tones. It is almost like two gemstones living inside one crystal. This dramatic color change made Alexandrite legendary among collectors. But the real story behind its rising value is rarity. True high-quality Alexandrite is extremely difficult to find. The original deposits were discovered in Russia in the 1800s. Those historic mines produced stones with the strongest color change ever seen. But those mines produced only a limited amount. Over time, production slowed, then almost disappeared. Other countries have discovered Alexandrite since then. Brazil, Sri Lanka, East Africa. But many collectors say the finest examples still trace back to the original Russian material, which means supply is limited. And collectors notice things like that. The color change alone already fascinates people. But when rarity joins beauty, interest grows. Alexandrite became one of the most talked about collector gemstones in the world. Some jewelry designers quietly search for rough Alexandrite stones, not for large production pieces, but for rare signature designs, pieces that may never be repeated, because the stone itself may never appear again. And when something cannot easily be replaced, its value begins to move differently. But Alexandrite is only the beginning, because the next gemstone is so rare that for a long time, most people didn't even know it existed. 2. Painite, the crystal once called the rarest on Earth. For many years, Painite held an unusual title. It was once considered the rarest mineral gemstone on Earth. Not rare in the way diamonds are rare, but rare in a very different way. Extremely few specimens existed. In fact, for decades, only a handful of crystals had ever been identified. That meant collectors could search their entire lives and never see one. Painite was first discovered in Myanmar, a region already famous for producing remarkable gemstones. But Painite stood apart. Its crystals showed deep reddish-brown tones, sometimes with hints of orange, sometimes almost glowing under certain light. But its real fascination came from its scarcity. When scientists first identified the mineral, they struggled to find additional samples. Year after year passed with almost no discoveries, which meant museums and collectors paid close attention to every new specimen. Over time, a few more deposits were discovered. That allowed more crystals to enter the gemstone world. But compared to most gemstones, painite remains extremely limited. And when something is known for rarity, collectors tend to remember it. Not because of hype, but because of history. Painite became a symbol of extreme scarcity, and that reputation still follows it today. But rarity alone does not always drive attention. Sometimes beauty plays the bigger role. And the next gemstone in our story is famous for exactly that, a deep, glowing blue that has fascinated people for centuries. 3. Kashmir Sapphire, the legendary. Blue sapphires exist in many parts of the world, but not all sapphires are the same. Some have colors that look bright but ordinary. Others show something completely different. The legendary Kashmir Sapphire belongs to that second category. Collectors often describe its color as velvety blue, not just bright, but soft, deep, almost glowing from within. The story of Kashmir sapphires begins in the mountains of northern India. In the late 1800s, miners discovered sapphire crystals in a remote region of Kashmir. What they found shocked the gemstone world. The color was unlike anything seen before. Intense blue, but with a soft texture to the light. Experts sometimes call it a sleeping velvet glow. Jewelry houses quickly noticed, collectors followed, demand grew rapidly. But the mines that produced these remarkable stones did not last long. After a relatively short period of production, the deposits were largely exhausted. And once those mines stopped producing, the story changed. No new supply, only existing stones. Which means every Kashmir sapphire seen today comes from those historic discoveries. And collectors know exactly where they came from. That history created enormous fascination. Because when a gemstone deposit disappears, every stone becomes part of a limited story, a moment in geological time that will never repeat. But even Kashmir Sapphire is not the most unusual gemstone on our list, because the next one comes from only one small place on Earth, and its color looks almost electric. 4. Paraiba Tourmaline, the neon flame. Paraiba Tourmaline shocked the gemstone world when it first appeared, not because of rarity alone, but because of color. Most gemstones show colors that feel familiar: blue, green, red, purple. But Paraiba Tourmaline glows, bright neon blue, electric turquoise, sometimes almost glowing green. It looks as if light is trapped inside the crystal. This unusual color comes from traces of copper inside the stone, a chemical element that changes how light moves through the crystal structure. The result is something extraordinary. Jewelry designers immediately recognized its uniqueness. Collectors noticed even faster. The original Paraiba tourmalines were discovered in Brazil, in a small region known as Paraiba, and those early discoveries were very limited. The stones were small, but their color was unforgettable. Over time, additional deposits appeared in other countries, but many collectors still believe the earliest Brazilian stones remain the most special because they started the story. And in the world of rare gemstones, stories matter, provenance matters, history matters. Paraiba tourmaline quickly became one of the most recognizable rare gemstones in modern jewelry. Its glow is impossible to ignore. But glowing color is not the only path to rising value. Sometimes the most powerful factor is something far simpler: extreme geological rarity. And the next gemstone might be one of the clearest examples of that. 5. Red Beryl, the American rarity. Red Beryl is a gemstone many people have never heard of, yet among collectors, it holds a very special place. Red Beryl forms under extremely specific geological conditions, conditions so rare that the gemstone appears in only one primary region of the world, a remote area in Utah in the United States. The crystals that form there are small, deep red, sometimes showing raspberry tones, sometimes deeper crimson shades. But finding gem-quality red beryl is incredibly difficult. Most crystals are tiny, some are fragile, and the number of stones suitable for jewelry is extremely limited. This natural scarcity makes red beryl fascinating for collectors. Because unlike gemstones mined in multiple countries, red beryl has a single primary story. One geological environment, one region, one limited supply. And when collectors know a gemstone cannot easily be replaced, interest quietly grows. But red beryl is not the rarest stone we will discuss, not even close. Because the second half of our list includes gemstones that most people have never even seen. Crystals that appear in such small quantities that discovering one can feel like finding a hidden treasure. And one of those gemstones forms in only a single location on Earth, a place so specific that geologists still debate how it formed at all. 6. Tanzanite, the one-location wonder. Tanzanite has one of the most unusual origins in the gemstone world. Unlike many gemstones found across multiple continents, Tanzanite comes from only one known location, a small region near Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. That is the only place where natural Tanzanite forms. Nowhere else on Earth. This alone makes it extraordinary, but its color is what truly captures attention. Tanzanite displays deep blue tones mixed with violet, sometimes shifting depending on the light. Some stones appear rich royal blue. Others glow with violet flashes. The crystal structure bends light in a unique way, which means different angles reveal different colors. This effect makes the gemstone feel alive, changing, dynamic. Tanzanite was discovered relatively recently compared to most famous gems, but its beauty quickly attracted global attention. Luxury jewelers began designing pieces around it. Collectors became curious. Geologists studied its formation, and one detail keeps appearing in every discussion about Tanzanite. The deposit is limited because it exists in only one place, and once that geological pocket is exhausted, there may be no more. That thought alone keeps collectors watching, quietly, patiently. But while Tanzanite is beautiful and unusual, the next gemstone is something even more mysterious. Because for a long time, people believed it might not even exist naturally. 7. Musgravite, the enigmatic crystal. Musgravite is one of the most mysterious gemstones in the mineral world. Not because of bright colors, not because of dramatic shine, but because of extreme scarcity. The gemstone belongs to a rare mineral group discovered in Australia. For decades after its discovery, very few gem-quality crystals were identified. So few that experts questioned whether it would ever become known outside scientific circles. Musgravite crystals usually appear in soft, grayish-green or violet tones. Subtle, almost understated, but their rarity is what creates fascination. Collectors who focus on unusual minerals quietly watch for musgravite specimens, not because they expect to see many, but because each discovery feels significant. Over time, small deposits appeared in a few other regions, but production remains extremely limited. And when a gemstone enters the world in tiny numbers, its story becomes something collectors remember. But musgravite is still not the most unusual stone on our list, because the next gemstone surprises people for a completely different reason. Its color, bright, almost glowing, and its geological story is just as unusual. 8. Benitoite, the blue fire gem. Benitoite is one of the most beautiful gemstones many people have never heard of. Its color can look like a deep sapphire blue, but with something extra. When light touches benitoite, it often produces brilliant flashes, sometimes appearing brighter than expected, almost electric. But the most interesting detail about benitoite is where it comes from. For a long time, gem-quality benitoite was found in only one primary location, a region in California known as San Benito County. The gemstone was even named after that location, which means its identity is tied directly to its origin. That connection makes it special. Because collectors love stones with clear geological stories, a gemstone that comes from one famous place, one historic discovery, one recognizable region. Benitoite crystals are often small, but their sparkle makes them unforgettable. When properly cut, they can shine with remarkable brilliance, almost like blue fire. But brilliance is not the only quality collectors watch for. Sometimes the most valuable gemstones are those formed under the rarest conditions. And the next stone in our story may be one of the clearest examples of that. And the next discovery might already be closer than anyone realizes. 9. Taaffeite, the accidental discovery. Taaffeite has one of the strangest discovery stories in the gemstone world. Most gemstones are first discovered in mines, or geological surveys, or mineral explorations. Taaffeite appeared in a completely different way. It was first identified in a collection of cut gemstones. That means someone had already cut and polished the crystal, believing it was something else. Only later did scientists realize the stone was actually a completely different mineral, a new one. Taaffeite crystals usually show delicate lavender or pinkish tones, soft, elegant, but their true fascination comes from how rarely they appear. Gem-quality taaffeite is extremely difficult to find. In fact, far fewer specimens exist compared to many traditional gemstones. Collectors who enjoy rare mineral species often pay close attention when taaffeite surfaces, because every appearance is unusual. Every crystal tells a story. But even taaffeite is not the final gemstone in our list, because the last one may be the most surprising of all. A gemstone so rare, so unusual, that some collectors describe it as one of the most elusive crystals in existence, and its name is whispered in conversations among mineral experts. 10. Grandidierite, the ocean-colored mystery. Grandidierite looks almost unreal. Its color sits somewhere between blue, green, and teal, like tropical ocean water frozen into crystal form, sometimes deep, sometimes soft, sometimes glowing under light. But what makes Grandidierite extraordinary is how rarely it appears in gem quality. The mineral itself was first discovered in Madagascar, but transparent crystals suitable for gemstones are extremely uncommon. For years, only a handful of gem-quality examples were known. That made Grandidierite almost legendary among collectors, because when a gemstone exists in such small numbers, every discovery becomes a moment. Every crystal feels important. Gem collectors often search for uniqueness, something different, something the world has not seen often. Grandidierite offers exactly that, a color unlike most other gemstones, a formation story still being studied, and a rarity that keeps experts watching closely. But here is the interesting part. Even with all these rare gemstones, the story is far from finished, because the Earth still hides countless mineral secrets. New discoveries happen, unknown crystals appear, hidden deposits wait beneath mountains and deserts, which means the gemstone world is always changing, quietly, slowly, and somewhere right now, deep underground, another crystal may already be forming, a gemstone that future collectors might one day chase, a stone that could surprise the world, a stone that could quietly rise in value. While most people are still looking at gold,